Elrond asks you to scout the mines of Moria on your return to Lorien, hoping to discover if it is the source of increased orc activity along the Misty Mountains. Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of the Line Unbroken, my progression-style playthrough series of the Lord of the Realms living card game. Here I am playing the Nightmare version of the Watcher in the Water from the Dwaradelf cycle. If you enjoy this video and my other content, please consider supporting me on Patreon. There will be a link in both the description of this video and at the end of the video. So, you are playing Nightmare mode. While Doors of Durin is in play, the Watcher cannot be engaged. Forced, when a tentacle enemy is destroyed, deal 1 damage to the Watcher if it is in play. The players cannot win the game unless both Doors of Durin and the Watcher are in the victory display. So, whereas in standard mode, you would have the choice over whether to go through the Doors of Durin or kill the Watcher. Here you have to do both. And most likely you have to do the doors first, because while they're in play you cannot engage the Watcher. Let's begin. Your approach is blocked by a dark lake that slumbers beneath the face of the cliffs. You must search for a way around the water. When revealed, reveal cards from the encounter deck and add them to the staging area until there is at least X threat in the staging area. X is twice the number of players in the game. Thrashing Tentacle and Arriving Tentacle. Well, that's annoying. I in fact ended up with 6 threat rather than 4. But at least I didn't get a load of treacheries in the middle. Control N. Right, this is looking pretty good. Now, what I will definitely want to do first is play the Envoy of Palagir, add a resource to Denethor, and then play the Master of the Forge. There are a lot of significant attachments in this deck. I already have a Gondorian shield in hand, so let's grab the Spirit of the Citadel instead. Shuffle, and then play Deep Knowledge. Alright. Over here, I'll move a resource from Frodo to Biffa and also play a Master of the Forge. Actually, no, I'll move the resource from Celeborn. I'll just change that in a minute. Okay, so there's a Lorien. I have that, so in fact I moved the resource from Celeborn to Biffa, so Frodo still has a resource. Just in case I want to bring both of them to play. So, 6 threat in the staging area, let's quest for 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. That's really all I can do. And we reveal another Thrashing Tentacle, which takes a damage from Farlin, and Rippling from beneath. Surge. When revealed, shuffle X tentacle enemies from the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Heal X damage from the Watcher if it is in play. X is the number of players in the game. There are no tentacle enemies in the encounter discard pile right now, because we're at the very start of the game, but this surges into Stagnant Creek. When revealed, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If it's a tentacle enemy, add that card to the staging area and raise its opponent's threat by 5. It is a tentacle enemy. Well, that's certainly annoying. 2, 5, 7 additional threat added. I'm currently losing by 4, so I will pay 1 to put Bofur into play, increasing my willpower by 2. I still lose the quest by 2. Since I have not quested successfully this phase, Bofur does not return to my hand. Travel to the Stagnant Creek, and now I have to engage these 3 tentacles. Let's have a Grasping Tentacle here. Okay. So, Denethor can defend. I suppose. Do I want to risk taking one of these undefended? Honestly, I might. I'm not sure that I have much choice, so I'll defend. Okay, 3 damage to Airman. Denethor defends this one. That's fine, this is also undefended. So I'll take it as threat on Frodo, I think. Actually, no, I'll deal 3 damage to Celeborn. And now Aemir will attack the Thrashing Tentacle. So when Thrashing Tentacle is attacked, text which will become very familiar over the course of this quest, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If that card has a shadow effect or is a tentacle enemy, in this case it's deal damage from the attack to one character an attacking player controls, ignoring defense. It does have a shadow effect. See, this is the one shadow effect I was worried about. +1 attack or +3 instead of it's a tentacle. But of course, the thing is, obviously that would have killed the hero undefended, but if I defended with Aemir, it would also have killed him with the +3 attack. So it basically made no difference except in that I would have the chance to attack back. So I'll deal that damage to Tharmin, and we have a bit of a problem. Control N. Okay, so pay 1 for Lorien. Remove a resource from Frodo to Biffa. I exhaust my Master of the Forge. Grab Thrall's map. Shuffle my deck. There's also Lorien and pay 2 for a Sylvan Tracker. Now over here, I want the Gumbo and Shield and Denethor. And I save the other resource for Feint. There's 4 threat in the staging area. So let's see, +1, 4, 6, 8, 10. All stats boosted by Celeborn. Let's make it 11. Actually, no, let's leave it at 10. And reveal Striking Tentacle takes the damage from Tharmin. And Perilous Swamp. So that's added 6 threat. I'm breaking even, which is all I can do. Alright. Well, I will have to engage the Striking Tentacle here. Deal out shadow cards. Now, Striking Tentacle is when it attacks, discard the top card of the encounter deck, which is before declaring a defender. I choose this as the next enemy whose attack I'm going to resolve, and then the forced effect triggers before I get to declaring a defender. So, discard the top card of the encounter deck. It has a shadow effect, so this attack is considered undefended. Therefore, I don't bother declaring a defender. Take it on Frodo as threat. And then Frodo will defend this attack and take 1 damage. Over here, I will feint Let's say I think the Thrashing Tentacle, it doesn't particularly matter. Denethor will defend the Grasping Tentacle. That's fine. Now, Eomer and the Master of the Forge will attack the Grasping Tentacle. So I resolve the force effect, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Does not have a shadow effect, is not a tentacle enemy, so it is destroyed. However, if it had not been, the effect, of course, is to attach this card to an attacking character as a tentacle attachment with the text attached character's attack and defense are reduced to 0. So, obviously, under those circumstances, I would have attached it to the Master of the Forge, who does not need either attack or defense, only his text box. As it is, though, the tentacle is destroyed. I'm going to attack the Thrashing Tentacle with the Envoy of Power gear. Should also discard Disturbed Waters, so I deal the damage to the tentacle as intended. But of course, since I was only attacking for 1, I would have been okay just to put 1 damage on Denethor. I will come to it. Alright. This deck has a bit of a problem with these tentacles, but we're getting sorted out. So, Darren's Runes. Let's play that Darren's Runes. Oh, after a Sylvan character ready is doing the refresh rate, heal 1 damage from that character. I discard Line. Okay, so definitely playing this Warden of Healing. Then exhaust the Master of the Forge. Actually, under the circumstances, I'm going to grab another Gondorian Shield. Shuffle. Over here, I'll also use the Master of the Forge. Oh, actually the Fast Hitch. As good as it would be to have Steward of Gondor, Fast Hitch is quite significant right now. So, I will play this Gondorian Shield onto Frodo. And then I suppose I'll play a Vassal of the Windlord. Over here, let's play the Fast Hitch onto Frodo. And exhaust Lorien and pay 2 for Defender of the Main. Okay. There is 8 threat in the staging area. So it's past 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12. Wrapped. Okay, first player attaches wrapped to a hero he controls. Cancel the tentacle attachment with the text that the hero attached hero cannot exhaust already. At the end of the round, discard attached hero from play. Combat action. Exhaust a hero you control without a tentacle attachment to discard wrapped. Attach it to Denethor. And then pulled under. That kills Denethor, which basically shoots my entire game plan in the foot. An unfortunate combo. Obviously, getting these in the same staging. Obviously, if I got them separately, then I would have exhausted AMR when we got to the combat phase, discarded and wrapped, and that would have been fine. So it was only this particular combination, this exact sequence, that could cause me the problem, and of course the fact that Denethor only has 3 hit points, which I suppose I could have put it on Tharlin, but then he has damage already, so that wouldn't have helped. Let's try this again. Alright, nice, and I want to take a mulligan with this deck. Okay, so there we go, there's my Master of the Forge, which is the thing that I wanted. So let's do this one read again. Okay, well that does nothing at the moment since I have no resources to discard. That does nothing with Surges, which is irrelevant. Choking Tentacle and Choking Tentacle. Okay. It's a bit of a problem. Let's Control N. So, let's play Envoy Power Gear, add a resource to Denethor, play the Master of the Forge, exhaust it, and don't find any attachments. Then play Deep Knowledge. There are a couple of attachments. Now over here I need a resource from Frollo to Biffa and play the Master of the Forge. Grab Thrall's Map. Okay. So let's quest 1. Well, there's 4 threats in the stadium here. So I'm writing 1, 4, 6, 8. That's all I can do. And we reveal Wrapped. Okay. Attach it to Farming. And Stagnant Creek. It's got the top card of the counter deck. It is not a tentacle enemy, so that does nothing. I've added 3 additional threat. I make 1 progress. Travel to the Stagnant Creek. Engage 1 Choking Tentacle on each side. Now over here. I defend with the Envoy Power Gear. So, that's fine. She's dead. Now, after resolving an attack made by Choking Tentacle, has a shadow effect, therefore, I attach Choking Tentacle to the character the defending player controls, but the tentacle attachment with the text forced after attached character readies, deal it 1 damage. So that will also go on Tharlin. I no longer have any need to attack, so I'll exhaust AMR to discard Wrapped. Oh, and yes, this is undefended. And I raise my threat by from Frodo. And discard the top card of the encounter deck. It is a tentacle. I could have used Denethor for that. Yeah, so no, I exhaust Denethor to look at the top card of the encounter deck. Since it's a tentacle, I move it to the bottom. So then we try this and actually no, multiply retconning. Let's go back to this, because actually, honestly, having this as an attachment is easier for this deck than having it as an enemy. so I let that resolve. Control N. Each deck will use its Master of the Forge. No attachments again. Now this deck has drawn a card. Fast Hitch is useful. And Steward of Gondor, also useful. Alright, so play Steward of Gondor onto Frodo. Play Unexpected Courage onto Denethor. Play Fast Hitch onto Frodo. Transfer a resource to Biffa. Play Thrall's Map onto Biffa. And there you go. Over here, let's save a resource for a feint and just play Mighty Prowess onto Aemir. There's no threat in the staging area. Quest for 1. 4, 6, 8. You reveal Knees of the Mountain. And Ill Purpose. All enemies in the staging area engage the player with the highest threat. There are no enemies in the staging area. Then each player raises his threat by the total threat of all cards in the staging area, which is 2. So I'm questing for 8 against 2, I make 6 progress. Things have calmed down a bit, which is nice. So now, after travelling, let's have Denethor look at the top card of the encounter deck, a Writhing Tentacle. Honestly, probably not that bad, so I'll leave it. Control N. Farming and Caliban both take damage. This deck draws a card. Master of the Forge finally finds me some attachments. I'm going to grab the Spear of the Citadel. And over here, Master of the Forge, another Fast Hitch. Excellent. So, actually not. Okay, I will play down runes. Draw 2. And discard a Gondorian Spearman. Actually, no, I will discard a Winged Guardian. Actually, no, again, I'll discard Battle of the Windhorse. Not sure about the decision. And then I'll play nothing. Here, Exhaust Steward. Let's play Lorien. Then play down runes. Draw 2. Discard a Defender for 9th. Then play down runes. Discard Steward of Gondor. Exhaust on Lorien. Play 2 the defender of the knave. Let's go back like that. Also play Arwen. Unless I say otherwise, Arwen will be targeting Frodo. So this is the card that I scribed. Yes. I will play Expecting Mischief before stating. So I'm questing for 1, 4, 6, 8, 10 against an empty staging area. So Riding Tentacle takes 1 damage from Farland and 2 from Expecting Mischief. It dies. Banks of Cyrano. While it's in the staging area, each tentacle enemy gets +2 defense. I make 7 progress. Travel to the banks of Cyrano. Let's try the encounter deck. First plan is to discard 3 resources from each hero he controls. I can probably spend my resources, so I will leave that there. Control N. Caliborn take damage, so now I can't afford to exhaust them anymore until I find healing. Let's grab that spare copy of Line. And grab the extra Warden shield. Okay, so what do I want to play? Exhaust Lorien, pay 1 for a Glutton Minstrel. So the top 5 cards of my deck for an event. Let's take Tree People. Sudden Tracker, that's what I really want. Of course now I'll probably just shuffle it away. First Steel, pay 2 for another Unexpected Courage on Denethor. That'll be 8 for the moment. Over here, let's play 1 for a Gondorian Shield on Denethor. And pay a total of 4 for a Gondorian Spearman and a Spear of the Citadel. So, we go into the quest phase. I will bring Buffer into play since I know I'm going to lose that resource. So I'm pressing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, just 10. But the staging area is empty, so this should be fine. Reveal Bitter Wind, which removes that resource. And this again. Okay. We're going to try this again. Alright, attempt number 3. So this is a pretty good opening hand. This is also a pretty good opening hand. I have hopes that this one might work out. Okay, treachery right off the bat, not a good start. Right. And he's depths, 3 threat, and choking tentacle. Okay. Draw in. So obviously I can't play. Oh, actually, hang on. I don't want to. Grab there. I want it here. So that I can quest with Darwin. Play Gondor and Shield. Resource to Biffer. Play Master of the Forge. So, 5 threat in the staging area. Quest for 1, 4, 6, 8. Wrapped. Okay, so this one will have to go on Thalin and Thrashing Tentacle. I make 1 progress. I can't travel here because there are no tentacle enemies in the discard pile. And I have to engage both of these enemies. So it'll have to be this way around. I exhaust AMA to discard Wrap from Denethor and Denethor to discard Wrap from Farming. And then I have to take both attacks undefended. Remove 1 progress from the quest. So I put that 3 damage. Onto Farming. And this I take as 5 threat with Frodo. And discard the top card of the encounter deck. Doesn't trigger the Choking Tentacle. Okay. Draw in. So, right away, Student Gondor. Onto Frodo. Exhaust my Master of the Forge. No attachments there. Play Unexpected Courage onto Denethor. And play Hemmelar. And play the Master of the Forge, exhaust him immediately. Grab Mighty Prowess. Then play Daron Dreams. Draw 2, discard Spirit of the Citadel. Play Mighty Prowess onto Aemir. Unless I potentially want that Feint. I do have a Feint Voices available, of course. Yeah, let's play Mighty Prowess. So, 3 threat in the staging area, quest for 1, 4, 6, 8. There is now a tentacle enemy in the discard pile, but I want to travel to Aegis Depths. Riding Tentacle takes damage from Farming. Stagnant Creek, discard, not Tentacle. So that's added 7 threat. I lose the quest by 2. Travel to the Stagnant Creek. Right now I would rather not engage the Riding Tentacles, so let's just deal with these shadow cards. Yes, okay. I defend this attack with forward. Okay, so I take damage as threat now. Resolve the force effect. Discard top card of the encounter deck. It is a tentacle enemy, so I will attach the choking tentacle as a tentacle attachment to Hennemarth Riversong. Then I play Feigned Voices, returning Hennemarth to my hand and thus discarding the choking tentacle and preventing this thrashing tentacle from attacking me. Unfortunately, the Hideous Depths mean I cannot use Scrying to check if it's safe for me to attack the Thrashing Tentacle. Actually, if I had travelled to the Hideous Depths, yeah, it would have been another Thrashing Tentacle that it brought back. So, okay. So we'll just leave that. It's going to be fine. Control N. Alright, Master of the Forge. Burning Brand. Steward Gondor. Master of the Forge. Finds me nothing. Okay. So now I pay a total of 4 for a Gondorian Spearman and a Spirit of the Citadel. Over here, let's put another Unexpected Courage on Denethor. Play the Fast Hitch again. Well, then transfer a resource from Frodo to Biffa and play Hennemarth again. Actually, no, don't do that. Because then I play Olorian and Exhausted and pay 2 for this Lorian Guide. So, there is 7 threat in the staging area. Quest for 1, 4, 6, 8, 10. Actually, I'm going to take back the Fast Hitch and have Hennemarth instead. So, I'm questing for 12. And we reveal Perilous Swamp and Rippling from Beneath. Okay, Watcher is not in play, so part of this doesn't trigger, but I do shuffle 2 tentacles from the discard pile back into the deck. And Surge. So I suppose it'll be these 2. And then Surge, another Riding Tentacle. So I've added 8 threat. I really need more willpower. Just unsuccessfully by 3. So, alright, this deck will optionally engage a Riding Tentacle. So, when it engages a player, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Okay, does not trigger. So now, this deck will optionally engage a Riding Tentacle. Discards a tentacle, so It makes an immediate attack, then attaches to the defending character as a tentacle attachment with the text attached to character cannot commit to the quest. However, I will defend it with the Skondorian Spearman. Between the Spearman and the spear, deals 2 damage and kills the tentacle, so it never gets to attach. Now, the combat phase. Right. Denethor will be defending both attacks. Just got 2 resources from maturity controls. Okay. And now, Arnor will attack the writhing tentacle, killing it, and then trigger Mighty Prowess to deal 1 damage to the thrashing tentacle. And then I suppose Denethor will attack the thrashing tentacle, discarding the tentacle, so I deal 1 damage to Arnor. Probably shouldn't have bothered with that since I have the Spearman ready to go. But never mind. Control A. One slight fly in the ointment is that because of having that resource discarded by the shadow effect, I can't afford Asphalot now, which would be very useful for the Perilous Swamp. After the Forge finds nothing. How about this Master of the Forge? Firefoot. Okay, that's good. Now, yeah, okay, now is the time. The fast hitch. And I will play second Lorien Guide, cost reduced by Orion. And here, 5 foot would be good, but actually I'm going to prioritize playing this Gondorian Shield on Furrow. Give Furrow slightly more space for his stack of attachments. And I still have resource for a feint. There's 7 threat in the staging area. So the quest for 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and the Lorien Guide to explore the Stagnant Creek. Grasping Tentacle takes damage from Farland, and Turbulent Waters. Once the active location, players cannot optionally engage enemies. Okay, so that's added 5 threat, I break even. I certainly could go to Turbulent Waters. I could probably go to Hideous Depths at this point. That would return a Striking Tentacle. Yeah, I could deal with a Striking Tentacle. So, travel to Hideous Depths. Large Striking Tentacle. So this deck will engage the Striking Tentacle, this deck will engage the Grasping Tentacle. We deal out our shadow cards. The Spearman will defend and kill the Grasping Tentacle. I will feint the striking tentacle. Denethor will defend the thrashing tentacle, and now I realise that one slight problem in this whole plan, which is that Arnor is only 3 attack, not 4, and cannot kill the striking tentacle in order to trigger Mighty Prowess. No characters have left play this round. So, oh no, but Denethor can attack with him. Since I'm using Mighty Prowess, not Firefoot, he doesn't need to attack alone, so I attack for 4, kill the striking tentacle, and trigger Mighty Prowess to deal 1 damage to the thrashing tentacle, which kills it as well. So now things should be okay. Hopefully not famous last words. Exhaust my Masters of the Forge. Nothing. And shuffling away a Warden of Healing. And nothing. Alright, well, let's play Asphalon. And exhausted to put progress on the Perilous Swamp. And then let's also play Firefoot. Over here, we're going to transfer a resource to Biffa and play a second Master of the Forge. So I can try again. Thrall's Map. That's good. Exhaust Lorian, pay 2 for Defender of the Nath. So, 7 threat in the staging area. Quest for 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that's the 12, since he had +1 willpower from Caliborn. Actually, 13. All the willpower I can really get. Crashing Tentacle takes damage from Arnor. Rippling from beneath. So which tentacles shall I shuffle back in? Let's go for Grasping and Thrashing. Shuffle and Surge. Thrashing Tentacle takes damage from Warden. So I've added 4 threat, I'm making 2 progress. Alright. So we'll get both of these down here. Defend one with the Spearman, which kills it. Defend the other with Denethor. That's fine, and then just ignore it. Control N. Use Asphalon to explore Perilous Swamp. And Masters of the Forge. Nothing. I may be running out of attachments in this deck at this point, but I haven't completely run out of attachments in the deck. Go for the spare Thrall's Map. Play Thrall's Map onto Biffa. Just Steward. Over here. I suppose I will play a Vassal of the Windlord. Most of the Forge. Grab that spare Firefoot. And that'll be it. 3 threat in the staging area now. Quest for 1. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. 11. Grasping Tentacle takes damage from falling. Wrapped. Okay. So I've added 2 threat. I make 6 progress. Now if I travel to the turbulent waters, I can't optionally engage. That's not actually a problem. So this will naturally engage here. I use Frodo to discard Wrapped. The Spearman can kill the Grasping Tentacle. Denethor can not kill, defend basically. Which point of damage dealt by this attack? No damage is dealt by this attack. Control N. Okay, Master of the Forge. Mighty Prowess. I suppose I could attach this to Fallen, but it won't get used ever. Masters of the Forge. Spare copy of Lorien. I think I've found all the attachments that are going to be useful, except there'll be a 3rd copy of Unexpected Courage. But even if I'm just finding duplicates, of course it's still better to thin out my deck so that I hopefully draw the other things which are useful. Still. Transfer is also referred to differ. I will of course play Burning Brand and Denethor. And then let's play the Envoy of Paladin and add a resource to Denethor. Over here, I can play nothing. So let's quest 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is an empty staging area, and we reveal Turbulent Waters and Hold Under. No one has any tentacles attached. Grasping Tentacle. So I've added 5 threat, I make 7 progress, which advances the quest. The others swung round and saw the waters of the lake seething, as if a host of snakes were swimming up from the southern end, approaching the ring. The doors of Durin are blocked by an ancient spell. You must figure out a way into the mines before the seething bog and its watcher consumes you all. Add the watcher to the staging area, Doors of Durin becomes the active location, moving any previous active location to the staging area. Shuffle all tentacle cards in the encounter discard pile back into the encounter deck. If the players have at least 3 victory points and defeat this stage, they have won the game. Of course, that final condition is now irrelevant, because previously the point was that both the Doors of Durin and the Watcher had 3 victory points, so you could choose which one you dealt with. However, now Nightmare card says that you need to do both. Okay. Oh, of course we have a new Nightmare version of the Watcher. 50 engagement cost, 4 threat, 7 attack, 7 defense, 21 hit points. Creature tentacle. While it's in the staging area, it cannot be damaged by player card effects. And if it's in the staging area at the end of the combat phase, each player must deal 3 damage to one character he controls. That last part is the same as on the original one. So, now is when I want to deal with the Doors of Durham. So, Denethor will exhaust to look at the top card of the encounter deck. Hideous Depths. Do I have any cards in my hands that begin with H? No. So I will move this to the bottom of the deck and try again. Oh no, sorry, I didn't finish resolving the revealed, so I have, and of course it's important to note, shuffle all tentacle cards, not just tentacle enemies, so this is not exhausted yet, these are exhausted yet. So some of the treacheries also have the tentacle trait, and those will also be shuffled back in, like pulled under and ripped in from beneath, and wrapped. I think it's just those 3. So a lot of tentacles to shuffle back in at this point. And yes, once I have done the shuffling back in, then I will exhaust Denethor to scry the top of the encounter deck and see if I can get through the Doors of Durham that way. I have 4 copies of that? Or 5? 4. There are 4 copies of Wrapped. That's fairly ridiculous. Shuffle. Okay, so now I exhaust Denethor to have a look at the top card of the encounter deck. It's still Hideous Depths. I move it to the bottom. So let's try again. Wrapped. Nothing really begins with W there. Or here, damn. Can I afford to use Denethor again? I have a feint available, so yes, I think so. C. No C. So I can't get through the Doors of Durham. In that case, I'm going to exhaust the Thrall's Map, because Doors of Durham are not immune to player card effects, so I'll just switch these, which means I now can't optionally engage enemies, but the only enemy I would have optionally engaged would have been the Watcher, and I can't engage it anyway because the Doors of Durham are in play. Grasping Tentacle will engage here. And actually no, I don't do that because I want to have this over here. So now well, actually, I can still, since the definitive napies are sent in there, it's fine. So the Spearman will defend and thus kill the Thrashing Tentacle. That, of course, deals the damage to the Watcher from the forced effect on the Nightmare card, because it's while the Watcher is in the staging area, it cannot be damaged by player card effects, but of course, this is not a player card. Frodo will defend this. That's fine. I exhaust Asphalot to put 1 progress on Turbulent Waters. And now at the end of the combat phase, since the Watcher is in the staging area, I have to deal 3 damage to 1 character I control on each side of the table. Let's kill a Master of the Forge. And actually, let's kill both Masters of the Forge. They've mostly done their jobs at this point. Control N. Let's see, there's a card that begins with W. Since I do still have 1 Master of the Forge, I will exhaust him now. And not find anything. Okay, so I'm going to go for the Doors of Doom right now. P. Don't think I have anything that begins with P. No. So we'll try again. W. Okay, so I now trigger the action on the Doors of Durin. I discard a Winged Guardian, discard the Riding Tentacle, add the Doors of Durin to the victory display. So there we go. Now let's Asphalot the Turbulent Waters. Let's get rid of them. Just steal the Gondor for the hell of it. Get a Lorien, get another Defender of the Nave. And I guess that'll be it. So, questing for 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. 11 versus 4. Deal Striking Tentacle and Choking Tentacle. Sorry. So I've added 4 threat to the staging area. I make 3 progress. I suppose in retrospect, if I hadn't immediately done the doors, since any progress that would be placed on the doors is instead placed on the quest, Lorien Guide would have gotten me the extra 2 progress I needed. But then I could have revealed Hideous Depths, which would have messed up my whole scrying strategy, so it was better this way. Alright, now I want to optionally engage the Watcher. And then the L2 will fall out like this, and I'm fine with that. So, let's see, let's faint the Watcher. No, actually, under the circumstances, let's faint the Striking Tentacle. So that I don't have to deal with its forced effect. So then the Gondorian Spearman can defend the Grasping Tentacle, which kills it and thus deals 1 damage to the Watcher. Yes. This is not attacking. Okay, now no counter has that. Oh, hang on, I have a Feigned Voices, don't I? So let's Feigned Voices to cancel the attack of the Watcher, returning Hennemark to my hand. With a resource from further to bicker, because why not? So the Watcher also does not attack. Denethor will defend this. Takes no damage. Now I resolve this forced effect. Doesn't trigger. Okay, so this defender will make us +1 attack, so attacking for 3. Kills the Striking Tentacle. Frodo could have joined in if I wanted him to. That deals 1 damage to the Watcher. It's interesting to note with the presence of this forced effect that there's sort of a progression with large tentacled enemies, from the original Watcher just being a very standard enemy, and the condition that you couldn't engage him while there were other tentacles in play, which was always very difficult to deal with, to this having the forced effect that deals damage to the Watcher when you kill other tentacles, to then Thing in the Depths, where the only way you can damage it is by killing the other tentacles. You can't fight it directly. So now, how much damage can I do? Since a character left play, Arnor is attacking for 7. So I can attack for 7, 10, 11. And deal 4 damage to the Watcher. Or of course Arnor could kill the Choking Tentacle and thus deal 1 damage for killing it and 1 for Mighty Prowess. But I think since I have the attack boost, I'll go for the 4 damage. And then I discard my Vassal of Windlord. Control N. Killing the Watcher is really the part of this quest which takes the longest for these decks. Deep Knowledge is a dubious prospect at this point. Because, in theory, obviously I could draw into threat reduction, but if I don't, on the other hand, well, no, it would put me on too tight a timer, I think. Right, as it is. How many copies of To Stay Quarters? A, are there total, and B, are there in the discard pile? There are 2 in the discard pile. I think there might be 3 in the encounter deck total, so 1 more left. So maybe I should play Deep Knowledge. Let's go. Deep Knowledge. Still not helpful. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 gets me Battle of the Windlord and Westfold Outrider. Over here, I can play Enema, Arwen, and the Sylvan Tracker, and another fast hitch. Arwen will be targeting Frodo, I think. So let's quest 1. Actually, I'm tempted to not even quest with farming at this point. Just have as much attack power available as I possibly can. So let's quest 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 against the empty staging area. Striking Tentacle, Thrashing Tentacle, 4 threat. Okay. No, actually, I take that back. I should still be pressing the farming. So both of these have 1 damage. And okay, so let's engage them both here. Deal shadow cards. Now, let's take a look at the top card of the encounter deck. Let's move it to the bottom of the encounter deck. Let's do that again. No. Well, I suppose at this point I have no choice. So let's resolve the striking tentacle, discarding. Okay, so it is undefended, which means that I have to kill Farron. Actually, I suppose I could have sunk that card for my one last attempt. So okay, so I don't have to kill Farron, but also don't feel as exhausted. Is the more sensible way to do. So with that being the case, I kill it with the Spearman, deal another damage to the Watcher. Now, defenders of the make are sentinels, so I'll defend the choking tentacle like this. It's dead, AMO is boosted. Should be okay to defend with Thrashing Tentacle with Frodo, or I could still do it with Make, but yeah, I can do this. Yeah, that's fine. So now, how much can I attack for? 7, 8, 11, 13 would do another 6 damage. Possibly better to... Oh, after... I haven't done the attack from the Watcher yet, and after resolving this attack, I have to... Okay, so this then attaches to Vassal of the Windlord. And for the attack by the Watcher, I will kill my other defender beneath. So now I attack for 7, 8, 11, 13 Deals 6 damage. The vassal within board is discarded, gets rid of the choking tentacle. And we control N. And actually I'm going to exhaust my Master of the Forge in the refresh phase, just to give myself maximum chances. Okay, don't find an attachment. Shuffle up and draw unexpected code. That's not threat reduction. So let's play that final unexpected courage. I might actually put it on here though. And over here. Okay, so questing 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to make the Sylvan Tracker a Sentinel. So it's the 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. Against an empty staging area. Oh, sorry, 12. Against an empty staging area. Wrapped. Okay. Knees of the mountain. So let's travel there, because why not? Okay, I'm going to scry the encounter deck. Has a shadow effect. Let's try again. Is a tentacle. Let's try with Henema. Okay. In that case I will defend the Thrashing Tentacle with Denethor. I think actually hang on. 1, 2, 3 more. Yeah, that's fine. So then I defend the Watcher with the Gondorian Spearman. Deal 2 points of damage. There's the final Disturbed Waters. The Spearman is dead. Yeah, I'm at it. I discard Wrapped. So now, Emma will attack by himself and kill the Thrashing Tentacle. Because the tentacle is killed, I deal damage to the Watcher, and I also deal damage to the Watcher for Mighty Prowess. Now I attack for 7, 8, 10, deal 3 more damage to the Watcher. It goes to the victory display, and I've won the game. Okay. Honestly, I didn't expect it to end up quite this difficult. After testing, I made some slight tweaks to the decks, particularly to this one. Thor's Map was a key thing, just because if I ended up with Hideous Depths in the staging area when I hit stage 2, then I had no means of getting rid of it without Thrall's map, other than spending 5 rounds with Asphalon. And obviously, my strategy rather depended on being able to scry the encounter deck to get through the Dawn of Durin. The main thing, though, was also slightly increasing the number of attachments and having Masters of the Forge, figuring that would give me better draw so that I would have much better chances of finding all my threat reduction. 2 Greetings and 2 Gandalfs, which of course did not happen. I got rather unlucky with the Sylvan allies I was finding. I only found Henemarth and then the more expensive ones. I didn't really get to use Minstrels and Knight Guides. Minstrels, of course, would have also helped with my card draw. If we dug out Greetings or Darren's Runes or the Tree People, all of which would have helped with the draw. So I was rather unfortunate there. But actually, in retrospect, I think, well, the debate over whether to use that deep knowledge, essentially, the one question was that obviously I could have not played it and had 2 more rounds to kill the Watcher, which, given that I was struggling to muster the attack power, could have been good. But on the other hand, I was very aware of the fact that I could reveal Disturbed Waters, which would instantly throw this deck out, whether I played the deep knowledge or not. So I thought the chance of finding my threat reduction was probably better. And of course, in terms of cards drawn, so in terms of my chances of finding the threat reduction, deep knowledge is completely equal, because I could take 2 more rounds to draw 2 more cards, which would also raise my threat by 2, or I could just take the deep knowledge. So yeah, rather unfortunate luck of the draw with this deck, I feel, to not find any of that threat reduction, but the decks basically did what they were supposed to. Oh, I never saw Warden of Healing for this deck either. There are 3 of them. I was almost completely out of attachments by the end, though not quite. Putting the final Unexpected Courage on AMM was definitely the right choice. That was always a problematic debate that I had with the Watcher and other tentacles as to whether I should kill the other tentacles, which deals damage to the Watcher, or attack the Watcher directly and deal more damage, especially when time is of the essence due to threat. Which, as I say, rather unlucky draws, so probably shouldn't have been. Time probably shouldn't have been as much of the essence as it was, but yeah. Possibly could have done with a bit more card draw being available. There's not much more I could have done. Campfire Tale maybe. Anyway, I have beaten the quest finally on the 3rd attempt in fairly dramatic fashion. If you enjoyed this, once again, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.